Jahmyr Gibbs' stat line. Yeah, 26 carries. 26, I said that correctly. 26 carries for a $152, 5.8 yards per carry. And there's the next gen little sheet there. It says, all the routes and everything. I love when next gen does stuff like that. And look at that, between the tackles, which is something that people criticize for Jahmyr Gibbs on. He was making plays, explosive runs. Everything we were sold before the draft is coming into fruition. And by the way, one thing I did ask for with Jahmyr, and not just Jahmyr, but from the Lions, for this pick to make sense, for you to draft a guy like Jahmyr at 12, you have to use him as a receiver. That's the selling point for me, Sam Flannel. If he's a receiver, running back, he's an overall weapon, then a lot of people, it's easier to digest the pick. That was it for me, and we're seeing it. Guys, the last, and I just mentioned it last segment, last 2 games for Jahmyr Gibbs, 15 targets, 14 catches for 95 yards, about 7 yards per reception. He's making plays. You look at his stat line against the Raiders, and this is per Colton Pouncey. Jahmyr Gibbs had more total yards, 189, than the Raiders had offensively.
It wasn't even close.
157.
Yeah.
You heard that correctly. Ja had more yards, total yards, than the Raiders did as a team offensively. Now, you look at some of the other interesting things about Jahmyr Gibbs, and what really impresses me the most is what he's been doing being RB1. Right, you were drafted him. He's a change of pace back. Him and Dave Montgomery are supposed to be the duo. But this is a guy that, since David went down, has had to step up, and he's answered the call. Last 4 games for him, with David as well in that 4-game stretch. He's averaging 85 yards roughly per game, 5.5 yards per carry, about 15 and a half attempts. And then you look at the passing side of things, or what he's doing in the receiving game, 27 receiving yards about per game. He's doing it all, Sam, and you're seeing it. It's not just what he's doing, it's how he's doing it between the tackles, like I said earlier, the things that people criticize him for during the season. He is finally coming into his own and at a perfect time, right when the Lions need it.